All right, that was the old way, which with kind of old results too, because that was low and left. Oh, it's just so solid. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. This is a problem that so many golfers have, where they make the takeaway and this gets tucked under like this, okay? And I found a way using some tech, some high-tech stuff and some low-tech stuff that has really helped me, because sometimes I've had this going through my hands, rarely. Most of the time I've been tucked under like almost everybody has. And I've been playing well recently, but then a friend of mine said to me that, hey, you're not really going to improve or get where you want to go unless you really fix this, your backswing. And not just the takeaway, but this kind of second stage of the takeaway, which I'll talk about later. And so it was my friend Ed Lassiter, who's a golf coach. So I said to him, okay, sell me on, because I've worked really hard at my backswing before, and I've never really seen the gains from working on my backswing that I've seen in other areas. So I'm like, sell me on why I need to really grind and work hard on my backswing. Jack Nicklaus and other people say, you don't hit it with your backswing. So what Ed said, which was really interesting to me, is that when the club goes under and low like this, then it comes up. See, now I'm more bent on the right than I am on the left. So ideally what you would want to see is you make a backswing and your right side is extended, your left side is bent, and your through swing, now your right side is bent and your left side is extended. So you get that crunch on the left, then crunch on the right. When you take it low and under like that, he was saying, you basically go like this to this when you hit it. And you can see that pattern doesn't work with how the plane is. The plane would want you to go like this. So what does this have to do with the wrist? And the wrist was the thing that really made the big difference for me. I was talking to Milo Lines, who does golf schools with me and do a lot of different things with Milo. He said, really, what you want to do is keep more flex in your left wrist going back. Because I said to him, hey, I'm liking my hand plane. It's just then right about here, the club keeps this trajectory that way. So he said, no, you need to keep this flex in your left wrist. So that made me think, okay, I got to get the HackMotion out, because I think that'll be the best way to feel this. So I got the HackMotion out, and that's what this is. So let's hit one. I'll try to do it kind of the old way, and we'll look at the graph of what's going on here. So, all right, that was the old way, which with kind of old results too, because that was low and left. All right, so if we go here, we can see this just gives you, these tiles just give you three things: the address, the top of your swing, and then an impact. So we can see at impact, they have ranges, and these ranges actually are really good. Like, I think they put this together with Scott Cowicks or someone, but the ranges are really good. But what we want to really look at here is this dip right there. At address, I'm in that much of extension. So extension would be like this, see? That would be extension. So I'm about like that. But then I make my takeaway and then I start flattening, flattening, flattening. This is about halfway back and I've already taken out all the extension. Now I'm into flexion. See, this is flexion if you look at the top of the screen. Now I'm into flexion, and then I'm really flexed, starting to unflex a little bit as I get to the top of the swing, and then reflex again. So you can see that pattern is like a baby or a gentle W here. So when you're seeing that W pattern, what I mean by that is the left wrist flattens. See that flattening that you're seeing on the HackMotion? The left wrist flattens, and then it flattens less, and then you make a downswing where it's kind of extended, and then you try to flatten again, and then it becomes extended again. Then you get this wrist going like this. What I'm working towards, less flattening there, and we would want to see that graph go straight across, because that would show me that I'm not flexing the wrist too much too early. And then so I worked at it really hard, and then this is the end result, and I'll tell you how I got to there. So really good shot. So here you can see, instead of -11, I'm -6. It's almost flat on the way back, and it doesn't get any deeper than that, does it? Nope. So I'm going to talk a little bit about kind of the keys for this. If you are the type of golfer that goes here and then make your takeaway, and then you see the club going under, and then you're getting kind of extended or whatever you're doing at the top. But there's a reason that golfers have really liked to be here and then vertical. Sean Cox from the Grand told me about this, that Dr. Robert Grober told him. The reason that this to this it has not been really popular on tour is not really even like a stylistic thing. It's more because of the physics of it. Is you're swinging this way, okay? Basically, you're on some tilts, but you're swinging this way. And if the club goes this way and this way, then two things are both going that way. And something has to be then held back in order to plane it. If you go this way, see, basically I'm spinning this way, but the club is going this way. See this circle? Now those two things balance each other out, and you can plane the club with full speed. Try this drill. Just hold the club, just spin your shoulders like this, flat, right? Now spin your shoulders and see how that lays it down. Now make this circle. As you spin your shoulders out, this circle just kind of happens. I'm not forcing this circle to happen, but you can see this circle happens. Rather than most people, when they're going this way, the more they use their body, the more they go over the top. So we'll try that with the HackMotion here. Just the best pitching wedge of my life. All right, so I was perfectly in range at the top. I was perfect. So you can see that there's this W pattern, which is okay, but it's just not that extreme. If I paint it here, see, I get to about -4, -5 flexed at the most. And then with the HackMotion, it's just like really, I can't say enough about it, what an amazing device it is. You can go into audio feedback mode. Let's see if we can do that now. So this audio feedback mode is now set to any time that you're in that green range. Listen. Anytime you're in that green range, it's going to sing those angels. Have those angels singing right there. And you want to hear them all the way to the top of your backswing almost. And you can do this just at home. And the challenge is to do it faster and faster. Keep it in that range even when you're being dynamic. So here I go. I'm going to go here. I'm going to hear those angels. It's a good one. The audio feedback was really good, but let me show you how I figured it out. And this is something that I would not have thought of if I didn't have the HackMotion and some other low-tech things that kind of made me feel into it. This is where people can go wrong with this. This is a wrist sensor, okay? But, and this is kind of tricky, even though it's a wrist sensor, it's not freezing or holding your wrist that give you a good wrist position. You could go like this and maybe even like put a training aid on or something like that that freezes you in this position. So like I'm at 12 degrees of extension, and I could look at that number and really try to freeze my wrist there and then stay there and then come in. See, that's a nice flat graph, but that's not going to help you in a full swing, because what you do in your full swing is moving and faster and a totally different program, motor program, than what you would do. What I found helped me a lot is think, hey, this is a wrist sensor, but really what's controlling the wrist is the pace of how you're taking your backswing. What I mean is that if I make my backswing and I go to about here and then I stop turning, but I still want to take the club back, once I stop turning, it goes under like this. So sometimes, especially as I was working more on this takeaway, I was getting it to there pretty good, But then like, and Ironman's light is about 40 degrees open this way. And then I was shutting off my turn. And you see how as soon as I shut off my turn, it goes really flat. And this is a huge issue for why people go under like this, because they go here and they still want to hit it further. So this isn't going to be the top of their backswing, but they also don't want to turn. So it goes under. And as soon as it goes under, this wrist gets like this. And that becomes a problem, because then that starts destroying things in your swing that are just going to be totally opposite of this, if that makes sense. What I found is that, hey, this is a wrist sensor, but it's really my turn for this first part of the swing. Keeping this wrist in flexion is really because my turn is aggressive enough, like Dr. Kwan says. Well, he doesn't say aggressive, is dynamic enough in the backswing. Then I realized that in the backswing, I was getting to here pretty good, but then it was flattening right there. If you just do this and then flatten it, you could shank it and do other terrible things. What I realized is that once you're here and once you've kind of exhausted your turn, where this is about all I can turn, I could turn only a little bit more, but this is about all my turn, then you have to introduce some arm lift and something to put some angle in the club. Now you could just cock up your wrist like this, but what I like to think that Lee was telling me about is when he's driving, he's going like this a lot, because the backswing is really like this. It's not this. It's really just like this. It's not like this is 45, it's not even 45. It's like, what would you call that, 30 or something like that. So that's the feeling, is that you make this, I feel like it's a sledgehammer that you're going to there and you're keeping extension there. And then from here, now you feel like the right arm, for me, is going right up my body line. Just, so this is the center of me. And then, so if this is going kind of towards my trap, that's kind of the feeling when I make my turn of the hand path like this. So it's there and then up. So there and then up with the right elbow. And those two things together, the graph is much flatter. You can see in that one, I didn't even get into extension at all. I stayed at +6 and turned out into like that gentle W, which is I want a W in my pattern, but I don't want this. See, that's huge hills and valleys and everything. What I'm trying to do is go sledgehammer to here. So I feel like gravity is not pulling straight down, it's pulling towards the ball, right? And if it was pulling towards the ball and I had a wrecking ball hanging off of me, it would be a wrecking ball to there, right? And then once I've done that, then the arms and hands come up. Now I'm going to switch to 6-iron. I want to talk a little bit about this initial wrecking ball move that takes you off the ball and see what's happening on the HackMotion with this. So this is the Erickson bell, which I've been using a lot to get this first part. So see, if I go like this and I just turn, so right there, that's about my setup. And that's also why these handles are so smart. So if I go to here, that is that wrecking ball takeaway move, and you can see how much the wrist is moving here, and it's very little, super stable from here to here. Then once it's here, actually this would then go up my body and this way, and then I'd land it and swing it through. So wrecking ball to here, and then lift, land it, and through, which is not the way that Steven says to use it, but it is the way that's been helping me a lot. That's a fade, nice and straight. Yeah, so a nice gentle W that doesn't come too flexed. The longer the club you use and the more energy you put into it, the more of a W you'll see if you're that kind of player. It's less about the number and it's more about the steepness of the curve. So you'll only see this like aggressive W. Dead straight shot. Really like that flattening only took me to -7 or -6. There's a debate in golf instruction about whether you should, if you're doing this, you should do this, like kind of the opposite of bad or exaggeration. But I think that is usually overdone. I think you should just try to feel what is real, you know? And that's the good thing about this, is that I'm matching feel and real. So I need to feel this thing go on my nose. I want this to really be exaggerated. A really good fade. Yeah, that flattens the line a lot. I'm just gonna, so the good thing about this training that I'm doing now is I'm really getting the feel and real matched up with how much exaggeration I need to feel to get this graph more flat. Oh, it's just so solid. So solid. And see, the thing I love about the HackMotion now, see that one, I'm really thinking about it now. So my halfway flex back now, I'm 6. I was in like the 20s or even more before. Then I was at like 18 and now I'm at 6. So I'm gonna try this drill. So here, this way. Perfect shot. Dead straight, current streak too. Love the current streak. Oh, this was a really good one, because the W is very gentle and it only goes down to -6. Our orange flag is 165, so I'm gonna go well over that. All right, that's just right on it. Let's see how far past the flag it lands. Oh, yeah, 25 yards. Okay, good. All right, so this is the flattening. So so let's see, that one got to -10, which is where I want to live. I want to be like at anywhere really under about 14. It's just such a great shot. It's falling right over the stick I was aimed for. The cool thing about HackMotion now specifically is that they have a new version of it out. It used to be, I don't know, $800 or something like that. There's 2 versions. Now they have a new version that's much cheaper that you can do, I think, the tile mode and some of the basic functions of it. It's the same unit, but like what's unlocked for it is like some of the basic functions, and you can do like so much in order to train your swing. It's a wrist sensor, but really the wrist is like a vapor trail that shows a test that shows what you're doing in the rest of your swing. So I really encourage you guys to get it. And not only is it cheaper now, but there's a discount if you use the promo code BeBetterGolf at HackMotion.com. There is a very good discount for this device. Also, you guys saw me use the Ericsson bell, and there is a discount as well for the Ericsson bell if you go to Steven's website. I'll put everything in the link in the description below. Man, that was tough. That was tough. That was fun though, because I wish I had a TrackMan out here with this too. I guess that's the next thing I need for the channel, because I would like you guys to see how far and straight those shots were going. All right, so now golf course wise, I don't even need to think about it here, and I'm just keeping my wrist flexed, but with my turn, and then having that good, the 2 circles overlap. It's just perfect. Like 2 yards left of the flag, fading back to be 1 yard left of the flag. This video that you're watching took like probably 40 minutes or maybe an hour to film. And if you want to see all the raw footage of everything that went into this, and of every video that I shoot really, click the join button. There's lots of extra content. I'm having instructors put stuff up there that I work with through Be Better Golf, and also I'm putting a lot of extras up there if you really want to see into the weeds about how this stuff is coming together and how we're coming to these conclusions. Go click the join button. It's very affordable every month, and it really helps the channel. Thanks for watching, everybody. That's how to fix your inside takeaway, and why you should.